When it comes to reimagining the classic Darth Vader figure that Kenner gave us back in 1978, Hasbro have given us this, while Stan Solo have just given us this. So stay tuned for a video comparing the two, and as a little bonus, a look at another brand new Stan Solo figure. This time, it's the Dagobah training Luke Skywalker. Welcome back, and as I just said, we have the brand new Stan Solo Creations Darth Vader to look at. Now, a year or so back, Hasbro did something kind of similar when they reimagined Darth Vader as part of the Kenobi line. So it's only fair we do a head-to-head comparison and see how this new Stan Solo figure stacks up. So without wasting any more time, let's get into a look at these two figures. So when looking at these two figures side by side, one of the things that my eye is drawn to is the fact that Hasbro elected to sculpt the lower skirt into the legs, whereas Stan Solo Creations have maintained the styling of the original legs, but have added a separate cloth skirt. And on the subject of the cloth used by Hasbro is extremely thin. This is without question the thinnest material I have ever encountered on an action figure. Whilst the Stan Solo cape, it's not thick, it's definitely a lot thicker and a much nicer feeling to it. And as I just mentioned, they have done the extra step of putting on the separate skirt on the back of the legs, whereas Hasbro elected to sculpt them. And they've kind of gone for the sort of flare look that we always used to laugh as kids at Obi-Wan Kenobi's brown flares. It's a very similar sort of idea that Hasbro have done here. Is it lazy? Perhaps, but then again, these are Hasbro's sort of budget line of figures, if you will, so perhaps cost was an issue, whereas with Stan Solo, they can pretty much do what they like. And they have done this amazing looking Darth Vader. Now, in terms of the lightsabers, very similar, although the Stan Solo one is slightly thinner, and I think definitely does look a lot better. But aside from the fact that, you know, Hasbro have tried to reimagine Darth Vader, because let's be honest, the original Darth Vader was a touch on the skinny side. The proportions on their figure is not at all bad. But when you look at the legs, it really does not remind you of the original Vader, whereas with Stan Solo's version, everything is pretty much as it was on the original, except slightly beefier and much better proportioned. So now this is where things take a real turn. The Hasbro version is a typical 3 3/4 inch figure whereby the head sculpt is the head sculpt and that is all there is to it, whereas with Stan Solo, we have, for the first time in classic Kenner style, a removable helmet featuring Sebastian Shaw underneath. This is an absolute dream come true for kids of the 80s. You know, this is the sort of figure that should have come out as part of Power of the Force. And it would have been so easy for Kenner to have done this because, you know, at this point in time, we had a number of figures with removable helmets. And this one is just perfect. And what makes it even better is that if you didn't know it was a removable helmet figure, you wouldn't know because everything is in proportion. And when it comes off, you have a pretty normal sized head. You know, we all think back to the pea-sized Luke Skywalker head on his Stormtrooper figure. This one is perfect. So whether you want to display it with the helmet on or helmet off, either way, still looks really good. And it's just the perfect Darth Vader if you are a fan of vintage Kenner figures. Yes, there are way more detailed modern versions of Darth Vader, but if like me, you are purely a fan of vintage Kenner figures, this is the perfect Darth Vader figure and is a welcomed addition to my collection. And if you are a fan of vintage Star Wars figures, you will want to get your hands on one of these also. So while a lot of people thought at the time the Hasbro vintage style Darth Vader from the Retro Collection Kenobi line was the perfect looking Darth Vader, not the case. The Stan Solo one beats this one in every department, and the fact that the helmet is removable to reveal the Sebastian Shaw head is just the ultimate. And yes, it's circa 3 or 4 times the price of Hasbro's version. There are reasons for that, namely the size of the companies involved. But the fact that, once again, a small company like Stan Solo can put Hasbro to shame speaks volumes. Now, I will leave links in the description of this video should you wish to order one of these. I believe pre-orders will be available again. Now we have another figure to look at, courtesy of Stan Solo Creations. This time it's a Luke Skywalker in his Dagobah training outfit. Now clearly this is based on the Bespin look, except this time we have his hair sculpted in a way that does suggest he is rather hot and bothered and looking quite sweaty, and he is wearing his nice vest or tank top depending on where you are in the world. Comes with the lightsaber and blaster as the Bespin look did come, and you also have the option to choose a yellow lightsaber or a blue lightsaber. I went with yellow because I remember playing with the Bespin look as a kid and enjoying the yellow lightsaber, but if you want to be more authentic, you can always order the blue one. That was a look at the latest offerings from Stan Solo Creations, and as I said, link is in the description should you wish to purchase these for yourself. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, please share the video. Do make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.